What's up, gang? Happy Sunday, happy Easter night. Coming to you live on Facebook and Instagram. Wanted to jump on and talk about getting back on track for the month of April. Yes, I don't know about you guys, but I am personally coming off of spring break. Lots of kind of professional stress with my recent TED Talk. And let's just say March did not pan out exactly how I wanted it to go health-wise. If you guys remember, I was actually here a month ago at this kind of very same time talking all about strategies for kind of setting you up for success for the month to come. And I was talking about my habit tracker and filling that out. I really think for people that are struggling to get back on track, people that are struggling to stay committed more than a couple of days, probably most likely, number one, you're trying to do too much. And number two, you don't have something to help you stay accountable. And so I really love the habit tracker. I'm going to fill it out today for my new goals coming in April. I want to talk about what are the things that I'm going to do to kind of get myself back on track, give you guys tips and suggestions in order to help you start the month off right. You know, to me, tomorrow is kind of the first of the month, getting through this holiday weekend. I don't know about you guys, just kind of got finished with Easter dinner and yes, feeling all the indulgence, not just from today, but really over the past 2 to 3 weeks. So it's never too late to reset and get back on track. So let me just, start out and say my goal was to come on here today and talk about how awesome March went and how I did with my tracker. And you can see that I basically made it 8 days. Yep. And this is how some months are. Some months you fill it out and you make it 8 days and you find yourself ready to regroup. And then some months you fill it out and you make it every day. And what you have to understand is that sometimes I feel like when people are struggling to get back on track, when people are struggling to reset, immediately when you fail here, this, month is basically a fail, I didn't even make it 50%. You look for something new. Okay, well, this didn't work. All right, let's find something new. What's the newest, latest, and greatest? What's the new person I'm following on Instagram? What am I going to try now? When in reality, this works. It's just, you had kind of an off month, And I think that that's something to kind of really consider. I have so many clients that have been part of the Lean program and, so many that are doing awesome and living the lifestyle and being super successful. And then some that are just struggling, did well initially and are just struggling to be consistent. And that's really what it comes down to is that, this is all about consistency. And at the end of the day, these are the things that matter the most. It's not some fancy new shiny new program that's going to give you a quick, 30-day fix. It's really about doing the big stuff over and over and over, more like the small stuff over and over. So, number one, I think that if you're feeling off track and you're looking to get back on track for April, well, welcome. It's a fresh new month. There's no better time to recommit to what you're doing than today, tomorrow, Make it a goal for the next 4 weeks to be all dialed in. I have a 7-week program, Lean. Actually, one starts tomorrow. So if you need more support and accountability, jump into that. But I also have a monthly program, for my ongoing clients. And I tell them in the monthly program, I was like, you've got to look at every month as a new 4-week cycle. And that's really the way you kind of have to look at your health is, what am I going to focus on over the next month? What are going to be the challenges within my month? I knew March was going to be hard. I had a ton of travel. I had a ton of professional stress with my recent TED Talk. So I knew that this was going to be a challenging month. Now I look at April and April's, very wide open. Like I don't have a lot of travel. There's no holidays. There's, no special occasions that I can remember. So April is a really good time for me to go all in, 4 weeks, make some really good goals and commitments. And I think that you have to look at, your life in those kind of blocks, okay? Because every season has a different challenge and struggle. I always say the easiest time to lose weight is January, February, because you're kind of stuck inside, it's cold, it's winter, everybody's on the weight loss train, there's not a lot of like social events and things like that. But as we start moving into spring, now it's like baseball and barbecues and long nights, the sun doesn't go down until longer. So there's different obstacles, all right? So I want you to look at, for me, I'm looking at the next 4 weeks and I don't see a lot of obstacles. It's a good time for me to go all in. I actually have a trip planned kind of mid-May. So my goal is to, be really tight, 80-20, 90-10 through my next trip. And then I'm going to go on my trip and I'm going to do whatever the heck I want. I'm going to live my best life and then come back and reset. So I think it's important, again, that you kind of look at your calendar year as to times when it's good to be, again, I talk about, caloric deficit. You can't be in a calorie deficit all the time. You have to take diet breaks, so to be able to look at your schedule and say, well, summer's not the easiest time for me to be in a caloric deficit. I like to sit by the pool and drink beer. Okay, well, make that your diet break. All right, so you go all in, you go in a deficit for, 6, 8, 12 weeks, whatever, and then you give yourself grace. You reverse diet. You take a break at a different time of the year. So that's key number one, okay? So if you're constantly finding yourself off track and not motivated, you need to find little segments in your calendar that you can really dial in. So for me, April's it. Who's with me? Give me some thumbs up. Give me some hearts. If you're feeling this and you're on Facebook, share, start a watch party so your friends and family can see it. But, so I'm, definitely committing to like the next 4 weeks. And again, it's not like 100%. I think a lot of people that struggle to get back on track, you've got that all or nothing mindset, okay? If you're not perfect, then you're not doing anything. And you've got to really watch that. So you've got to recognize, and that's what I love about the habit tracker. When I did it in February, I was not perfect. I know it's a little hard to see, but I was not by any means perfect. And I actually went through and said, okay, well, this was 91% to 87%. Like those are good. Like I did good on those efforts. And, the ones that were 70, 61, 26%, that's what I need to focus on. And so when I think you take that perfection mindset out of it, then it's okay if you don't get an X every single day. All right. So keep that in mind with regards to the habit tracker. Somebody says, where can I download this? It's in my bio on Instagram, and then on Facebook, I'll post the link in the comments below so you can download this. So get out of that all or nothing mindset. Make it a goal to be 80%. Okay, that's maybe 70%, 60%. What you have to realize is that 60% is better than 20. Something's better than nothing. You always have to do something. You cannot completely give up on your health and wellness, at one time. And so again, I think people struggle to get back on track because they want to do it all and they struggle to do it all. Okay. So suggestion number 2 is pick 1 or 2 non-negotiables for the week to come. All right. So if you've been kind of on this hamster wheel of like get back on track every week in March and you just, struggle to actually do that, then I tell you to focus on 2 things this week. Okay. So for me, it's kind of like prep week. All right. So I've got a full session starting tomorrow and I'm going all in with my clients. And let me tell you, with the way that I have been eating and drinking like an asshole to the tilt over the last, 10 days. And so coming off of that kind of like, vacation roller coaster, this week is not going to be great. Like I'm going to go through, carb withdrawals. I'm going to go through the detox. I'm going to go through, the irritability, the fatigue, the cravings, the more carbs and sugar and gluten and dairy and alcohol that you drink and consume, the more your body craves it. I mean, I found myself tonight going, oh gosh, I love a beer. I love a champagne. What did I not drink the past 10 days? I would love a tequila, a margarita, and again, I'm not like a big drinker, but I've drank pretty much every day for the last 10 days. And so it's hard. Like, you start to crave that stuff. So I have to recognize that the next 7 days are going to be a challenge, and they're not going to be perfect. And I'm going to prioritize some things over the other to kind of get through these next couple of days. Because I promise you, once you get over the hump, the 4, 5, 6 day, that's, where it's really hard. You feel better. Like, all of a sudden your hunger is less, your cravings are less, your irritability is less. But what people struggle to do is to get over that hump. The first time you did lean, it was not an issue. Okay. Prep week, you were all in. It was new, it was brand, it was shiny, fresh. Your friends saw great results. You're all in. And so you powered through prep week. Well, now this reset, it's just not as easy to power through, So keep that in mind. Again, I'm not striving to be perfect for the next, week, but I'm trying to be damn better than I was the last 10 days, which ain't going to be hard because I look real bad. So again, 80-20, 70-30, 60-40. Think about that, but pick 2 main things that you want to focus on. 2 non-negotiables for the week to come, and make them simple. Again, if you're struggling to get momentum, start with something simple. It may be eat, 3 meals a day and not nibble and graze all day. It may be to fast for 16 hours. It may be, to drink 80 ounces of electrolyte water. It may be take 10,000 steps. Whatever, pick 2. You always kind of have to look back. And I know the things that I need to do consistently to be successful, to feel my best. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's about, how do you want to feel, okay? Because trust me, I don't feel good right now. I feel like crap. I mean, I'm super bloated. My rings are tight. I don't feel good. Like, I don't like the way in which I was eating and the way it makes me feel. All right. So, for me, it's really just about getting to where I, want to feel my best, where I have energy, where I'm sleeping good, where I'm recovering well. I'm ready to get up and kind of take on the day. So, that's kind of what I'm looking for. So think about, what are the things that make you feel your best? Well, meal prep helps me feel my best because I make better food choices. Okay, prioritize that. 10,000 steps, prioritize that. Getting sunlight, getting out in the sun, getting some vitamin D, whatever it is, but keep it simple. And then commit to that every day. And then next week, add another one. Build on it little by little, okay? But at the end of the day, it is about creating a lifestyle, okay? It is about the things that you do 80% of the time that contribute to your overall health and wellness, all right? You can't half-ass it. You can't 50-50 your health and wellness, okay? You're going to get 50% of the results. So this month, I'm setting up new goals. I'm filling out my sheet again today. Again, the things that I know matter to my success are good hydration. I've been talking a lot about electrolyte water. We just finished the Salt Fix. I highly recommend that you read that. Where is it? Let me show you. Oh, I don't know where it went. Oh, it's somewhere around here. I think it's actually upstairs. Such a great book. I'm going to talk more about it because I know I mentioned the whole sodium thing. It's so interesting and so frustrating, especially as a dietitian, to see where our dietary guidelines that were set back in the 1977s with this low fat and low salt really set us up, for where we are today, with regards to our health and wellness. So your low salt diet is probably doing more harm than good. So a very interesting note, but it comes back to electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium. You feel better. Load up on electrolyte water. That's priority number 1. 10,000 steps. My goal is just to be active. Sitting is the new smoking. Is it easy for me to get 10,000 steps? Absolutely not. I invested in a treadmill for Christmas so that when I'm sitting at my computer working all day, I can walk now. So that's helping me, you know. But again, one thing I want to mention is you getting 10,000 steps may not be realistic, okay? Especially, like I was talking to a client, she was like, well, in the summer I can get 10,000 steps, but in the winter I can't, you know, it's 10 feet of snow, whatever. So it's like, don't set your goals up at a place where you're going to fail, okay? So if you know you can't get to 10,000, let's say you're averaging 5, your goal should be 6,000. Again, it's about doing more. Just because I'm getting 10,000 steps doesn't mean that's your goal, okay? If you're only getting 2,000, your goal should be 3,000 steps a day, all right? So make your goals applicable to you, all right? Mine is 10,000 steps a day. My workouts, because they make me feel better. You know, I talk about the priority of protein. Electrolytes are so important for your overall health. Protein is so important. And it's interesting because I'm not a high protein advocate. Like, I do not advocate a high protein diet, okay? I don't think that excessive amount, like 1 gram of protein per body weight, I do not advocate that, okay? I think it's excessive. Most people, if not all people, don't need that, okay? But I do think it's important that you get adequate amounts of protein. And I'm telling you, like, most people are not. And so getting protein is a priority to mine. I always say the most accurate way to predict your protein needs is based on your lean muscle mass. That's a gram of protein per lean muscle mass, not body weight. I mean, if you weigh 250 pounds, you don't need 250 grams of protein. Anyway, so for me, you know, one of my goals is to prioritize my protein. And I know the only way that I get my protein every day is to drink a protein shake. It's just what works for me. And so I'm prioritizing that. Gonna get my protein. I know the days I drink my protein, I hit my protein shake, I hit my protein goal. And so that's a priority to me. Tracking daily. Okay. I'm not typically a big tracker. It's been a long time. I mean, I track here and there, but it's been a long time that I've committed to tracking for 4 weeks. And guess what? I'm committing to tracking for 4 weeks, all in. I think macro management, I think nutritional awareness is key. I don't think tracking is sustainable for life, but I don't think that you can be an intuitive eater without having some type of nutritional awareness, macro management. So I'm committing to that, all in. Today, if you saw my stories, I tracked today, first day. All in. Taking my supplements. I'm, you know, making a huge shift on the supplements that I'm taking. Learning a lot about that. Gonna definitely relay that information to you guys here soon. No alcohol. Again, not to say that I'm not gonna drink alcohol over the next 30 days or 4 weeks. Definitely not gonna drink it every day like I have the last 10 days. But again, my goal is at least 80-90% of the time to not drink alcohol. So the fact that I say no alcohol, I'm not trying to be perfect here, okay? I'm just trying to make that 80-20. I want to add it up at the end of the month, and I want it to be over 80%. That's my goal. No food after 8 p.m. Ooh, let me tell you, the late night snacking is such an issue for me. I have such a sweet tooth, and when I'm eating sweets, it's after 8 p.m. It's after dinner. So I am a lover of intermittent fasting. I do fast for 16 hours each day. I try to wrap up my meals at 8 p.m. And then I break my fast at noon. That works best for me. But I'm not really good at that, you know. The problem for me is that I can fast till 1 or 2 with no issues. So it's easy for me to be like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. I'll just grab, you know, a Hershey Kiss or whatever. So I'm trying to be a little bit more definitive about that, because typically if I'm eating after 8 p.m., that's where I'm failing. So you see how I'm trying to identify the areas that I struggle the most, you know, that I want to focus on. I honestly, because most of this stuff is just about me getting fun X's, I could honestly, simply my 2 non-negotiables would be a protein shake and nothing after 8 p.m. And that would make a world of difference in my life, okay? Like, I don't need to track. I just need to drink my protein shake every day. I don't need to, you know, do all the other things. I mean, all the other things are a little bit more effortless for me. 10,000 steps, workouts, water. I just kind of do that stuff. But those are my 2 big ones. Like, those are the ones I've got to focus on the most. We are doing gut health this month. I'm really excited about that in the monthly membership. We're going to be talking all about gut health. We're going to be putting an emphasis on eating more plants, variety of plants, fiber. So we kind of have like a gut challenge going on. So my goal is to eat 5 different plants a day. I want to eat 30 different plants a week. And I want to hit my fiber goal, 30 to 40 grams of fiber a day. So that's kind of a new goal for this month. Not one that I typically do, that I added on. And then no sweets. And what I mean by sweets, like I don't mean like apples and like natural sugars. I'm talking about like brownies and donuts and cookies and that kind of crap, because that's my jam. All right. Luckily, we were traveling yesterday and my poor kids like got nothing for Easter. I'm gonna have to make it up for them. Even made it late to the Easter icon. Oh Lordy, not mom of the year. So anyway, I luckily don't have a ton of candy and stuff in the house, which is good for me. So those are my goals for the month. I hope that I can come on at the beginning of May and have a much better showing than this, because this was not good. This was not good. So I think April's going to be a great month. I think it's a great opportunity for us as a community, as a lean community, to get back on track together. I'm going to be doing some meal prep tomorrow. If you need support and guidance, that's what I'm here for. That's what the lean community is here for. Jump into the lean session, jump into the monthly group. Let us figure out where you're struggling and what we want to focus on. First and foremost, to keep you accountable and on track. Here's the thing. You can never give up. Okay. Number 1, you got to always do something. Even if it's just one thing, you got to always do something. Number 2, you got to always, recognize you don't have to be perfect to be successful. You just have to be consistently good. So let's keep that message going. And number 3 is, find the 2 or 3 things that you can help keep yourself accountable. So that's what I'm focusing on this month. Who's with me? Yes, who's with me? Let's see here on Facebook. What kind of questions do you guys have for the month to come? Save my flex meal for today and did 3 workouts today to justify it all. Go, Vanessa. You did awesome. Still motivated. 32 pounds down since January. That is so amazing. Good job, girl. How did you know? I have my sheet printed. Yay, Nancy. Oh, I love it. Print out those goals. All or nothing mindset gets me here every time. I agree. Can you send more information? I sure will, Melissa. My husband hid the last of the Girl Scout cookies and now I can't find them. Yay! I've not ran into any Girl Scouts, so I've been lucky about that. Just what I needed. Me. Yay! I'm with you starting tomorrow. I'm over my red light number. I got to get back. Got to get it reeled in. Yeah, Susan, that's awesome. Me too. Okay, definitely coming off vacation. My red light number is right there. And again, these are strategies that we talk about in the Lean program, and keeping yourself accountable to that red light number when you get to maintenance or when you take a break is the key to never gaining the weight back. And I'm actually going to be doing a whole webinar on reverse dieting and maintenance and things like that, because it's the hardest part. So I love when I see clients that are monitoring that, and I love when I see clients that are ready to jump back in and dial it in to not let themselves go over that red light number for sure. So it's going to be the perfect time. Yay! All right, I'm going to jump off Facebook. I will link the habit tracker and information about Lean if you want to jump in. I'm going to answer all the questions on Instagram. You guys have an amazing April. Ooh, what is up, guys? Okay, let's see here. I love it because you guys are all... you guys all have all the questions. How's it going? Who is ready to launch into April with me? Somebody asked, can you put the link to your TED Talk? I will. It takes about 2 months to get it live on the TED website. So don't you worry. You're going to hear a lot more about that. Yes, getting back on track. Happy Easter. What's up, guys? All in. Have to do this. I love that. Stress does not help. That is true. It is really hard to, stress eating. I'm such a culprit of the stress eating. Charlotte asked, what brand of protein shake do you like? You guys know I love the Arbonne shakes. They're what I use. I will link them in my stories. It's just, for me, it's a great, it's the best tasting plant-based protein that I found personally. Love those. What electrolytes do you put in your coffee shake? I don't put any electrolytes in my shake, but I use a lot of Ultima in my water. Check out my stories. I posted about that today too. Beth says, that's exactly my issue. Eating after dinner. I can fast the next day, no problem. It's starting the fast that is my issue. Mine too, Beth. So trying to hold myself accountable to no eating after 8 p.m. Today's good. So far, so good. I got lots of fuel from the last 10 days. So it does get harder for sure. The ability to zero in on your specific issues. Like, what's that one thing holding you back? You know, what's that one thing that causes you to stumble? If you can identify that and focus on that the most, it's what matters, okay? So if you find that your late night eating is your spiral, you know, it's like, I eat late at night and then I eat like an asshole late at night. And it's like, you know, that's a vicious circle. Focus on that part of your day, all right? Don't worry about everything else. It really matters. Starting April, she's doing the 10-day detox. I love that. That's a great option too. Loving lean. Oh, I love you guys. Yay. Reverse dieting is a real way. Can't wait to get back on track tomorrow. I agree. It really is. You know, again, it's all about, it never gets easy. Okay. Like, you may look at me and go, oh, it's easy for her. You know, she, you know, she doesn't have to do all the work. No, I got to do the same exact work you guys are doing. It's just a matter of recognizing these strategies and using them to your most ability. It's like, that's why I always, like, I look at people that go on vacation that want to know, like, how to stay on track during vacation. Well, I'm kind of not your girl, okay? Because I kind of go off the rails on vacation. It's vacation, you know, it's not the way I live my life. So I come back and I recognize, okay, that's not, I can't do that every day. Obviously I did that every day for 10 days and here I am, very inflamed, you know, scales up, bloated, all the things. So it's just about getting back on track. So I love that. Going all in, throwing all the candy out tomorrow. Yeah, definitely. If you have a lot of Easter candy around, it's hard. I'm of that mindset. Like, it cannot be in my house. I try to limit the temptations in my home because if it's late at night and I want something, I will make it. I will put chocolate chips and peanut butter and melt it and drizzle it and do all the things. That's right, for sure. Great. I heard they're good. Is Smart alkaline water equivalent to electrolyte water? So, alkaline water is not the same as electrolyte water. Most alkaline water does have some electrolytes in it, but not all alkaline water has electrolytes in it. Me personally, if I buy Smart water, I still add more electrolytes in there. I think it's a good start. I think it's better than nothing, you know, a water without any electrolytes. But for me, I like a lot of electrolytes. Like, I'm doing 4 to 6 scoops of the Ultima a day. So it's not always enough for me. Loving lean, going into week 3. So happy with what I've learned. Ooh, I love hearing that. Tip, easier to plan. Teeth brush time at night. Done. No more food. Yeah, that's such a great tip. A lot of people will go ahead and, for me, I got to get out of the kitchen. Okay, I can't be hanging around here. I just got to go to bed. Nothing happens good. It's bedtime. Go to bed. Get out of the kitchen. But that's another good idea, is to brush your teeth. So, all right, guys. Awesome. Let's do it. Make April awesome. If you're watching this on the replay, ask your questions below about getting back on track. What are the areas in which you struggle? My daughter's over here. I don't know what she's doing, but she's making a lot of noise. Because I want to help you to kind of manage that. Recognizing progress over perfection is the best thing that you can do, always. All right, guys. Happy Sunday. Let's make it a good one. Oh, you want to say hi? Whoop, whoop.